6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in all things crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Finally, did my show today, kind of trying to get back into normal routines and act like someone who feels good. So
Good, glad to hear it.
the
That's
fake
always
it
nice.
till you make it kind of thing.
So many people have been down with these horrible flu-y somethings lately.
Oh,
my God.
Lord. Yeah. For sure. Actually went to the grocery store yesterday for the first time in 2
Wow.
weeks that I've done something like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's definitely an improvement then.
Right. Bless you, Albertsons, for being a smaller store.
Right.
But
Well,
yeah.
we went without a furnace for about 24 hours.
I
That's always such a fun
know.
thing to do in February.
Terrifying.
No, not at all. But hey, very nice furnace repairman came to our house, figured out what was wrong, and fixed it. And it really wasn't even that expensive. So
Good.
our sister Kara calls this guy the old furnace whisperer, which is really nice because yeah, we also have an old furnace that has required many a repair over the years. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It always gets worked out.
Yeah. But
So
that's always a scary
went
thought
from
to have your
being
furnace go down in the winter. Well, I mean,
it's the
when else
worst.
would it go down, I guess?
Right.
But
But of course, it's going to go down when it's been really cold. Well, I realized that like I was dressed really warm this morning in the house because I was freezing my buns off, and then partway through the morning when he was done and the furnace came back on, I got really hot and realized, oh, I'm dressed like way too warm for in the house, like I normally. So as usual, I have to bitch about the weather, whether it's in the house or out of the house.
Well, I'm glad it was an easy fix. That is
Oh,
frightening.
hell, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh, Amanda says my 7-year-old is currently down. Makes my heart sad when she's not doing great. Oh, yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of shit going around. Let's just get it all cleared up because it's going to be spring, guys.
Is it?
I've been,
You say that with such confidence.
Spring is coming. I don't know exactly when it is, but I keep looking at my motorhome. Rhonda and I are like, can we take the motorhome out yet? No, we can't. But are we getting closer? Yes, we are.
Yes.
And that I am excited about. I can't wait to go camping and traveling and going around in it again.
I've been having visions of us just going to lava in our motorhomes. It's not that far. They will be nicer, faster than we will. Yes. They have great little campgrounds there, and we could just go soak in the hot pools for a weekend. A town called Lava Hot Springs. I should have been totally clear on that. Yeah. We could do that a little sooner than what we could do like right here.
We could. Yeah, we had thought about that last year too. I think we totally should. I think that would be really fun.
Me too.
Yeah. Amanda says, I don't know, man. We are hitting 100 inches of snow this winter. It's been rough the past week here. Yeah. It's been wild here too. We've had snow. We had snow for like 5 days in a row.
We did, but it's still not that deep. It could be much worse than it,
Well, it had mostly melted.
Other winters.
A lot of it had melted down, and then we got more. But yeah. Yeah. Dreaming of spring. Of spring for sure. Christine says we lost our air conditioning last summer when the temp was 110. I can always put more clothes on, right? I know.
There's only so much that can come off.
There's nothing worse than losing your air conditioning when it's that hot. I agree. And yeah, you can't take. There's only so many clothes to remove.
That's when you spend time like in air-conditioned restaurants and taking a long drive in the AC in
Movie
your car.
Theaters.
Going to the movies. Yeah. Definitely the movies. Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Irene says just got back from San Antonio and it was freezing over the weekend. Wow. Oh, Christine, we don't have a heater. Okay. You live in one of those places.
Well,
we live in extreme. So we have
We have to
Both.
have both. Well,
Yeah.
I just have window units. I don't have an air conditioning system, but our window units are enough to run you out of here. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't think I can live in a house without central air. Really can't.
Mm-hmm. No
Oh,
Joelle's
minus digits.
negative
Ugh.
digits. Yikes.
We
Yeah.
had that a few days ago. Yuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we mostly
Oh,
had all
and
the below zero stuff while I was sick, so I didn't leave the
yes,
house anyway. Yeah.
you missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Alrighty. Well, let's get started. Katie, I know that you have quite a lot to bring to us today, as do I.
I
And
do.
you're going to kick us off with a little bit of the WTF news.
Mm-hmm. Imagine being a drug dealer that's pretty elusive, tough for the police to get their hands on. You pride yourself in that. But then also imagine that it's Valentine's Day and there appears to be a candygram out front waiting for you. Someone dressed in a big capybara costume with flowers and
Oh,
chocolate,
no.
and your good sense escapes you, and you throw the door open, ready to get your gifts. And by God, they're the police. We've talked about the police in Peru before doing this very stunt. Well, they have struck again. This year it was a capybara. So let's take a look.
Acá tiene su regalo.
Pon tus manos ahí. Así, ya.
Un maletín de lona de color negro donde se puede apreciar una bolsa de polietileno de color anaranjado.
Pero no pueden esperar. Rasta, sonríe.
The fact that they even take them in, staying in character, is so funny.
It's
Also,
hilarious.
what's with the turtle backpack?
Well, let me tell you, I got that capybara for Christmas. It's a stuffed capybara wearing a turtle backpack. I am not kidding. It looked just like that, only, small.
Fun-sized, yeah.
I mean, you can't really be too scared of or fight the cops. They're just dressed like a capybara wearing a turtle backpack, right?
Right?
This deal in Peru is so damn funny. I
It's
just
killing me,
can't.
man. It kills me that it keeps working. So last year, they did the same thing, only with a giant teddy bear. And so I've
Ah.
shown you this one before, but we're going to see it again because it's just as funny now.
Una vez que sale alguien, comenzamos a caminar.
Tranquila.
Ay, pero eso no tiene nada que ver.
Fíjate, soy más causa. Chica. No. Fíjate, soy más. Cuidado con Luis.
Tu hija. Acá atrás. Yacha. Tu hija. Acá atrás. Yacha. Pero no va a subir ahí.
Súbela atrás.
No ha sido esperado para nuestras detenidas. Fue un operativo sorpresa para ellas.
Those eyelashes, though, and the bow.
Oh my God. Well, and the voice when the teddy bear was being interviewed, they didn't expect a thing. Oh my God.
Well, and they were holding a sign that said what? My heart. things, or you make my heart happy or something like that. Oh dear
I mean,
God.
wow.
Yep.
That the thing is, they're always like these very they're pretty much non-violent arrests.
Yeah.
No one freaks out or fires guns because they don't know what the hell is happening. It's just so brilliant
It really
to
is.
not take people so off their just I don't know what, not off there.
Right. Anyway, I think it's hilarious. This definitely makes me laugh every time they do one of these. So, I mean, hopefully, St. Patrick's Day is coming, so
Right? Oh, off balance. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I was dealing with something in the chat. So off balance that they just don't even know how to react. It's brilliant.
yeah. Yeah, off guard.
Off guard,
Yeah,
yes,
that too,
Jamie. That was the
Jamie,
other thing I was trying to
yes.
say.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not
Awesome.
even sure what hit them when a giant
I
capybara's
mean,
got them pinned to the
honestly,
ground.
it's brilliant. There should be some kind of training on this. Like you could use this in a lot of different situations to diffuse things. It's just really smart.
It is. It is. It seems as though Peru must have quite the cocaine problem because every one of these busts are cocaine every time. That last one was cocaine and marijuana, but
yeah,
it's mostly cocaine.
Looks like it's mostly cocaine.
Yep.
Wow.
Like when they show up at the police station to pick up their free TV before Super Bowl weekend. Yeah.
Like that, yeah. Yeah, like when the police ask people to please be their Valentine, that they have a nice little Airbnb and 3 meals a day ready for them.
There's an article I read yesterday, I think, out of Florida, of police station that was posting some of their wanted posters, that looked like they were like a Halloween or a Valentine to their to the most wanted people in their county. And this woman that kept responding.
Oh, I saw that.
It
was wanted. So funny.
And as of the time writing of the article, she was definitely not arrested, but she was taunting the hell out of them on Facebook.
She was seriously hazing the cops. Well, I'm right here. Come get me.
You must not be trying that hard.
So funny.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, I'm going to kick it over to you for our very strange main case.
Well, have you ever heard of a cult called the Zizians?
Well, not until
Because I hadn't until quite recently. Let's talk about who they are and why collectively they are now suspected of committing 6 murders. So let's talk first about Jack Ziz Lasoda. So let me show you Ziz. This is Ziz. You've probably seen this mugshot around. This is Ziz, and she's believed to be kind of the ringleader of this group that are at times referred to as the Zizians. So back in 2016, Ziz was a computer programmer, lived in the San Francisco Bay Area, started writing a blog under that persona Ziz, had a lot of theories around technology, gender identity, and human cognition, and gets involved in the rationalist movement. Now, weirdly, there is a connection here to Luigi Mangione. Not that they know each other, but Luigi was also involved in the rationalist movement. The rationalist movement are some communities that are trying to understand human cognition, and they're concerned about the potential dangers of artificial intelligence. And a lot of them are like programmers, tech kind of people. So in 2018, Ziz starts attending some programs that are organized by rationalist groups, but really splits from them because Ziz has a theory that pretty much everyone around her is not buying into. And that theory is that the two hemispheres of the brain hold separate values and genders and want to kill each other. Might be your first indicator of some concerns, mental health concerns right away, I think.
Yeah.
That maybe something's not quite right, but people did not really go with this. We don't really need to check out Grizzly True Crime Summary of Zizians because we're doing one ourselves there. Sona Casher, please don't recommend other shows during our show if you don't mind. That's appreciated. So Ziz sort of splits with these groups. So by November of 2019, Ziz has gained some followers. We've got Emma Borhanian, Gwen Danielson, and Alexander Latham. Now, these folks get arrested during a protest at a gathering of rationalist organizations, and they're protesting against them for sexual misconduct. This all gets a little blown out of proportion. And the police think that they're coming in. They think they're coming in armed, and they weren't. They were just protesting, but they got arrested. They had a bad experience with the police. Some people kind of felt like they were maybe profiled. Some of them said that they experienced abuse while they were, in with the cops. And all they did was protest. They didn't actually do anything wrong in that particular situation. So then, in August of 2022, the U.S. Coast Guard gets a report that Ziz fell out of a boat in the San Francisco Bay. Now, Ziz and a friend had bought a boat to live on, and they were living on this boat. So it was reported Ziz fell out of the boat. They never found a body, but Ziz's mother put out an obituary. So something here doesn't really add up, but it's kind of an attempt, I guess, at faking their own death kind of situation for Ziz. But then Ziz just sort of starts showing back up in the world.
Got a little
Very
Nicholas
strange.
Salaverdian magic going on,
Yes,
I guess.
kind of, yeah. Because Ziz's family seemed to believe that she was dead.
Oh, even her family did. So this was like everyone.
Yeah, it was her family who put out an obituary. Weirdly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Ziz and Gwen Danielson had been living on this boat, and they decided that they didn't like living on the boat anymore. They were trying to live off the grid. Basically, they just didn't want anyone to know where they were, be able to track them or anything, because, I don't know, weird. They're doing weird shit. So they decide they don't want to live on the boat anymore. So what they want to do is they want to rent moving vans and then live in them in like a RV park type situation. I don't know why moving vans. I don't really know. So they go to live in this RV kind of trailer court type thing in Vallejo, California, owned by a man named Curtis Lind. So this is in 2022. And of course, this is, peak COVID time. And this is when there was a stay put on evictions. Mm-hmm. So Ziz and several other people are living in these box trucks, and they're not paying any rent. They move in there and they're like, well, we don't have to pay any rent anyway because, evictions are stalled. Which, shitty, right?
Yeah, really shitty. Yeah.
So Curtis Lind, let me show you a picture of Curtis. Curtis Lind goes to the courts and says, look, I got to get these people out of here. They won't pay any rent. They're, causing me problems. This is Curtis Lind, right?
Okay.
So, This is so insane. 2 days before the eviction deadline, so the eviction deadline was November 17th of 2022, Curtis Lind is impaled with a sword and partially blinded in an attack involving Ziz and Emma Borhanian and Alexander Latham. And in the process of them attacking him, he fires his gun at them and shoots and kills Emma Borhanian.
Oh, wow.
And her death is found to have been committed during an act of self-defense, basically during an attack on him.
Yeah.
And so the other folks involved get charged. Sorry, Ziz was not at that one. But the other people who were present were charged, actually, with Emma Borhanian's death, because it was basically felony murder. They were a death happened in the act of another
commission of a crime. Sure. Yeah.
Another commission of a crime. Yes. And I forget. So it's Alexander Latham. There are so many people in this, and this is why I'm trying to keep this very bullet pointed, because there's so many people. And someone named Surrey Dow. They are both charged with Emma Borhanian's death.
And I'm assuming some assault charges for Kurt as well. Yeah.
Yep. So Ziz is not charged, but police do speak with her at the scene. So a lot of weird shit is going down, and now a member of their group is dead. 2 more are charged with her murder. They're in jail. Lots of weird stuff going on. So then in December of 2022, Rita and Richard Zajko, who are the parents of Michelle Zajko, they're killed on New Year's Eve.
Oh.
So they're killed on December 31st of 2022. This is in Chester Heights, Pennsylvania.
So wait, they've gone from California to Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Michelle Zajko is one of the Zizians. And her parents get killed.
Oh, boy.
There is a neighbor's doorbell camera that you can hear someone shouting "Mom," and then another voice exclaiming, "Oh my God, oh God, God," about that time. So in January 2023, police are talking to Michelle Zajko like, what the hell's happened to your parents? She was taken into custody briefly and then released without charges. She was staying in a hotel with Ziz Lasota. Yeah.
Where are these guys getting their money?
All right. Where are they getting their money? Ziz is also arrested and charged with obstructing the homicide investigation and disorderly conduct at that time. So then jump to July of 2023. Felix or Ophelia Bachholt starts renting a duplex in Chapel, North Carolina, also a Zizian. And then in May of 2024, this is just kind of I want to kind of give you things in order, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. It's just so much. So then in May of 2024, Teresa Youngblood's parents report her missing in Seattle after she sends her mother emails saying she has moved in with a friend and changed her number. Also a Zizian. November of 2024, Youngblood and Maximilian Snyder, also a Zizian, apply for a marriage license in Washington State. And also in that same month, Youngblood starts renting a condo near Ophelia Bachholt in North Carolina. So some of them have moved now to North Carolina, and these folks are all Zizians. let me show you. I have a couple of different pictures. Here's the deal with the Zizians. There's kind of some key people. Oh, by the way, these are the parents that were killed. Michelle,
Okay.
what was her name? Zajkos. Sorry, just a lot of names. These are her parents.
Okay.
Okay. Here are a couple of pictures of, these are kind of the main Zizians. Here's a picture of more of them, because the thing is, people kind of have come and gone from this group over time.
Sure.
So they're not all affiliated with every crime or every whatever, except for one person, and that's Ziz. Ziz is, in fact, affiliated with all of this.
Of them. Yep.
Okay. So then, in January of 2025, these names might have sounded familiar to you because this just happened on January 14th. Youngblood and Bachhold check into a hotel in Lindenville, Vermont, and they're under surveillance because a hotel worker had concerns about them. They were wearing all black tactical clothing, and Youngblood was carrying a gun. Kind of freaked out the hotel, and so they called the police, and they were kind of keeping an eye on this person. Then back in, and this is in Vermont, right? Back in California on January 17th, Lind, remember he's the landlord?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess who gets killed? Lind.
Oh my God.
And Schneider, a Zizian, is charged with his murder.
My gosh.
It's believed that they were trying to keep him from testifying against the two people that were charged in his attack.
Wow. Wow.
Then on January 20th, U.S. Border Patrol pull Youngblood and Bachhold over on Interstate 91 in Coventry, Vermont. Agent David Malland and Bachhold are killed in a shootout.
Oh boy.
Youngblood is wounded and charged with firearms charges. So, border agent killed, another member of the Zizians killed, and another member of the Zizians charged in that crime. You might remember that crime. It was fairly recently that there was this shootout, right?
It's kind of what's put a real light on this group. Yeah.
Yes. So then this month, in February of 2025, the FBI searches a property in Chapel Hill because there's a landlord there that says that Youngblood, Bachhold, and Ziz Lesota had been living there earlier this winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then on February 16th, 2 days ago, Ziz Lesota was arrested in Maryland along with Michelle Zajko and Daniel Blank. They face charges including trespassing, obstructing, and hindering, and possession of a handgun in a vehicle. And they were just all today ordered to be held without bail. This is why, so they're trying to figure out everyone's involvement in all of this. But there are 6 murders.
6 murders.
In this whole situation.
That we know of.
Wow.
Yes,
and Joelle says, I have to ask, this has been labeled a trans cult. Some of these people are trans, yeah. It's not a trans cult. They're not a cult for being trans. Honestly, they're a bunch of freaking grifters that don't want to have to pay for their rent, and get rid of people that are in their way.
But definitely you're going to see the media paint them as that, yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to see the media painted as a trans cult. The only thing this has to do with being trans is that several members of this cult do identify themselves as trans.
Yeah.
It's not focused around being trans. It's actually much more focused around just being anarchist vegans is what they call themselves.
Okay, then.
Whatever the hell that means. That's kind of their big philosophy. But it's all kind of loosely associated, but the center of the loose association is Ziz Lesota.
Yeah, definitely.
And so now Ziz is being held along with Michelle Zajko, because no one has been arrested for Michelle Zajko's parents' murders. And it's still pretty clear that police really think that this group had something to do with that.
Yeah.
And Daniel Blank, who is another member of their group.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ton more to, I'm sure, as we follow this case, and we're going to follow it. It's wild.
Yeah, it is.
But I wanted to give you the basics of this is who they are. These are the crimes believed to have, and I mean, talk about across the country.
Right. Again,
committing crimes.
Where are they getting money to keep
Where are they
moving
getting money?
and to keep moving into new places?
They're all well known, pretty much all of them are well known to be computer programmers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder if there's some kind of online fraud maybe that's happening that's funding their lives, because they don't seem to be working
or staying in any place for very long.
No, they don't stay in any place for very long.
Of course, I mean, that doesn't mean a lot of people work online everywhere, so that
they
might
do.
not be the
they
thing,
do.
but
Joelle says, I'm just going to follow this with you. Everyone else seemed focused on the wrong thing. Right, of course, because of the ridiculous panic around trans people. Yeah. People are going to make this about being trans. It isn't about being trans. It is about this reality philosophy. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that's interesting. The other terminology that people, these sort of anarchist people that are against AI, and they're, not that that's wrong. It's just there's kind of a group that is known. Sometimes people call folks with these beliefs the gray tribe. Or they call them the not reality, the rationalist movement, or the gray tribe is how a lot of these folks are identified. And one of the people identified as part of the gray tribe or the rationalist movement is Luigi Mangione.
Right.
He's not directly connected to the Zizians other than in ideology.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Jamie said we need a flow chart. Most definitely.
Oh, hell, we do. And we'll get more to that. I think I just wanted to introduce this because this is wild stuff. Mm-hmm. Also, we don't know how many Zizians there are.
Right.
And if there are other groups like them, who seem to be pretty willing to commit murder, to harm people, to become violent over things. Mm-hmm. It's scary. And there's quite a connected network of folks. And not all of the people in the rationalist movement are going out shooting people. They're not.
Of course. Yeah.
But there's some of these folks that have become radicalized, and that's pretty scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Christine says, like the Manson family. Kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they seem to be following Ziz. Ziz seems to be at least loosely their leader. Mm-hmm. And they're doing, they're killing people that get in their way. Yeah. Which is really scary. I mean, the freaking poor landlord let them move their stupid box trucks into his RV park. Then they refuse to pay him. When he tries to evict them, they try to kill him. They took out one of his eyes in that attack and
with a sword,
stabbed him with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he, in trying to defend himself, kills one of them. And then they go back and kill him. Like, holy, that poor guy. I feel bad for him, Curtis Lynn. Yeah. All of the victims, of course, but Jesus, he was trying to be nice and help these kids out because they seemed like they needed some help.
Right.
And he got royally screwed for that.
Destroyed his life. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will keep an eye on these guys. We're going to keep an eye on what happens here in court, because right now they're charged with fairly small things. And I don't know if that's leading up to other stuff, if they're looking at the couple, the parents of Michelle, if they're going to charge them with her, with their murders. Like, people have been charged for the other deaths, but not this one. Mm-hmm. Those two. So something else is coming. Mm-hmm. So, the Zizians is what they are called. if you want to learn a little bit more about it. And we will just keep you updated as more information comes, because I'm sure there will be.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And with that, Katie, I am going to kick the mic back to you for some creepy crime.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's become quite the theme lately, but we've got another poisoning.
What the hell is with the freaking poisoning?
This has just become almost too commonplace, but this was in Brazil. So this is Dice Mora dos Anjos. I'm going to just call her Dice. So Dice, she has been in pretrial detention since January. On Christmas Eve, 3 of her relatives fell to arsenic poisoning, and 3 others were poisoned but did not die.
Yikes.
And it was finally determined that the deaths were caused by a Christmas cake that was baked with flour that was teeming with arsenic.
Oh my God.
And people who ate it that didn't pass said it tasted weird. It tasted spicy in a weird way. The mother-in-law actually made the cake, but she also got horrifically sick from eating it, and which kind of ruled her out immediately. But they discovered that that Dice had purchased arsenic at least 3 times leading up to this, and had researched arsenic. And
I mean, we live in the information age, people. Like, how dumb can you get?
Yep.
Like, no one was going to figure out that she bought arsenic?
Yeah. Oh, actually, on 4 separate occasions. Sorry. 4 separate occasions. Yeah.
My God, how many times did she attempt this?
Well, after these deaths, they got suspicious of her father-in-law's death back in September, and are exhuming him and investigating his death as well.
Good God.
Because after exhumation, they found that his body contained high levels of arsenic. So they believe that she's killed 4 people at least.
Oh my God. But some people lived.
Yeah, some people lived, yes.
God almighty.
Yeah, so it looks like, well, the father-in-law, but then the mother-in-law's, some of her sisters, as well as other family members. There was a 10-year-old grandson that was very ill, but he lived. So,
yikes.
yeah. Yep. So, very scary.
So was it all in-laws? Was there a husband in this situation?
Well, there is a husband in this situation, and what happened is that a few days ago, he filed for divorce.
Wise move.
And she answered that, unfortunately, by committing suicide. So,
oh my God.
this case will come to a close now because she was found deceased in her cell.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
After she killed a significant number of his family.
Of his family. Yep. Yep.
Was this
Speaking
in
of ruining
retaliation?
someone's life.
Yeah. Did she know that the divorce was coming? Like, what? Do you have any idea what the motive is behind this?
None.
Wow.
Maybe the police do. I don't. I've read several articles today preparing for this, and I'm not seeing anything. But apparently she's quite the gal.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's so sad. God.
So arsenic made me think a little bit about what do we know about arsenic?
Right.
So acute arsenic poisoning, which means that you have to have quite a lot of it in your system, The flour contains something like 117 times a lethal dose.
Oh, wow.
So, ingestion of large amounts of arsenic can cause severe gastrointestinal symptoms, including nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Other symptoms may include seizures, coma, and multiple organ failures. Death can occur within hours or days of exposure, depending on how much you get and how your body metabolizes it. Chronic
Wow.
arsenic poisoning. These are people who, are getting it put in their smoothie every day, kinds of things.
Yeah.
It can cause skin lesions and cancer, cardiovascular disease, kidney damage, neurological disorders, liver damage. Yeah. So acute poisoning can lead to rapid death, which in this case it did. But long term, it can just cause people's health to just go right down the tubes, and they don't
My God.
necessarily know what's wrong with them. In this case,
Well,
though, this was quick.
How wild that the mother-in-law made the cake. So what did she like? Spike the sugar? Like what the hell?
Was the
How did she
flour.
get? It was
Was
the
the flour.
flour. Oh my God.
Yep.
And then let the mother-in-law make the cake out of the flour.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
That is cold.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely cold.
Well, right, because essentially she was setting her mother-in-law up.
Yeah.
Especially since the father-in-law died from the same thing in September.
But she didn't eat any of the cake herself?
Apparently she did not. It doesn't appear that she
That's
got
not
sick.
sus at all.
Right? Right? How many people was she trying to kill?
Right. Yeah,
On Christmas Eve.
Clearly she was trying to kill all of them.
All of them.
Because,
Yeah.
she wouldn't really have any control over who, ingested it enough or who didn't.
Right. So was the attempt here for it to look like a murder-suicide on the mother-in-law's part?
Right. But was she
But,
not concerned that, like, it would look weird that she didn't eat any of the cake?
I don't know. Maybe she's gluten-free. I don't know.
Weird.
Wild.
God, that's cold.
Yeah.
Just kill all your in-laws on Christmas with
Yeah.
a cake.
With a cake. So there you go. Yet again, another poisoning. I don't even know what to say anymore. This is just happening way too freaking often.
Well, and our response is usually just get a freaking divorce. But in this case, it was way bigger than that.
Way bigger than that, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, still get a divorce rather than poison your whole, husband's family. But then again.
But maybe that's what was coming. Maybe she knew.
Maybe so.
And she was trying to get back at him. Or trying to get him to come back to her because his whole family's dead and he's devastated. I don't know.
Maybe.
This is not a well mind that planned this, obviously.
It also made me wonder if there was money to be made.
Yeah.
If the mother-in-law died, maybe they would have been her executors or something. Seems like these poisonings almost always happen over money.
Yeah. Well, and if
life
she
insurance
did, in
and
fact,
infidelity every time.
Every time. Well, and if she did, in fact, kill the father-in-law and then the mother-in-law, she's trying to get their estate, get her husband to get their estate, I guess.
Right. That's what I wondered.
Wow.
Don't know. Guess we probably won't now because this will come to a screeching halt now that she's deceased. So.
Yeah. Wow.
So much love to him because, wow.
And the survivors, my God.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing that people did survive.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah. So there you go. That's what I've got.
All righty. Well, that seems like enough for one episode.
I think that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. It surely is. All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, with case updates at 6 p.m. Mountain. And then at 7:15 Mountain, we have the watch party.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching Apple Cider Vinegar episode 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On Netflix.
Yeah, I'll get a postcard together for that too. But yep, on Netflix.
Yeah. So if you are a member of the watch party or if you would like to join the watch party, just go to truecrimesquad.com. Go to our Buy Me a Coffee. There's a little monthly membership you can join there, and then you get to come to that. It should be interesting. This is quite the story. Speaking of really wacky people.
Yeah.
This is another one. So Thank you all so very much for being here. And you know it, we are the True Crime Squad.
Take care.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.